On this episode, I'm going to share with you a guide to the closing costs that a home seller can expect. Welcome everyone to this episode of the Ask Jason Gelios show. I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan Realtor. We are doing a two-part series here where the first part is I'm going to share a complete guide to closing costs, and this episode is going to be for a home seller. And the second part, which will be published next week, the following week, is going to be the buyer side. So today I want to focus on the seller side. Before we dive into this though, please hit me up on social media if you haven't done so already. Hit me up on YouTube and be sure to hit that bell so you don't miss out on new videos like this show weekly. Also, in between videos that I post, occasional rants, market updates, things like that. So, and of course, my main hub for everything I do, it's allabouttherealestate.com. So I really appreciate you guys tuning into this episode. A lot of times people ask, okay, how much are our closing costs, right? Whether you're on the selling side or the buying side, knowing the most common closing costs is crucial. This is the episode that is focused again on the selling side. And so one of the most important forms that you can get from your listing agent who's going to market your home and put it up on the MLS and do various things to get you a buyer is they should, along with the forms that they have you sign, they should be giving you what's called a seller's net out. I did another video on this as well, but a seller's net out or a seller proceeds calculated form, right? That states that if you sell your house at a certain amount, here's what you can expect. Most of your costs are actually percentage based. So if you sell your house for more, you'll make more and you'll pay a little bit more. If you sell it for less, most of those fees go down in price because they are calculated on what your sales price is, right? So let's go ahead and dive into some of the most common costs. First one is standard title insurance. There's title insurance that's paid on both sides, but right now we're focusing on the seller side. So standard title insurance policy. Next one is obviously real estate commission. A seller pays real estate commission, both the buyer's agent and the seller's agent. Comes out of your proceeds. Escrow fee, notary fees, that's actually on both sides. Document preparation fee, like recording, things like that. Okay, there's actually a charge for that. State and county tax. Now, I'm in the state of Michigan, and so when a home seller sells their home, they pay state and county tax, and it's a certain dollar amount per thousand. I don't want to share that because I don't want it to basically change and then my video's outdated, right? But it's a certain dollar amount per thousand that you sell. So state and county tax, that's actually probably the biggest surprise that home sellers get because they're not aware of that. It doesn't have anything to do with how much you make in the home. It doesn't coincide with what you tell your tax preparer, right? That's completely different form of tax. It's not capital gains tax and all that. It's just a straight up tax, state and county. And again, this is based on Michigan, but it's state and county that's calculated by how much you sell your home for. Then we have any bonds or assessments, right, that has to be paid. Delinquent taxes. If you owe back taxes, right, delinquent taxes, you, the seller, that has to be brought up to date, and that is usually out of your proceeds. If you have proceeds or you have to pay up front, but if you have proceeds coming from your home sale, that has to be, actually that will be paid off. Unpaid association dues. If you have an association in your complex or if it's a condominium and it doesn't matter. If you have association dues that are past due, that has to be current by you, the home seller. Now we have payoff of all loans associated with your property. If you have a first mortgage, a second mortgage, a home equity line, those have to be paid off before you can close, okay? Or actually, excuse me, at closing, right? When you sign off, title company will send them a check overnight and it's paid. You can't just let it lien because it's a lien against the property. Termite inspection or termite work. Some loans require this. where the seller covers that. At the end of the day though, that can be negotiated. Most buyers won't cover that if the home has termites. That's what I've seen. I don't come across this, common. I do see termite inspections, of course, where you have to have a professional company come out and actually write up an inspection report. Usually it's one page that just states there's no activity or whatever the case may be, right? Maybe they found something, but typically a seller will cover that. Home warranties, sometimes a home warranty is offered by a seller, especially if you're in certain types of markets. It just depends on what the market is doing in your area, but most of the time that's a great incentive that the seller can offer. A home warranty for the first year, usually it's $400 or $500 to get it started, and then the buyer / new owner can then renew it after 12 months, and it's usually $100 or so. I mean, it could vary, but it's around that amount to renew per year. That's not a must fee, right? You don't have to, as a home seller, offer a home warranty, but it's a nice little perk to maybe get people off the fence. Occupancy starts when you close on your home. So for example, if you need to have, let's say 30 days, which is most common, 30 to 45 days, okay, to move out of your home after you sign off, right, after you close, the title company pulls that up front, and that's based on the per diem rate that you negotiate with the other side. Usually it's based on what the buyer's new mortgage will be. That's what they usually calculate. So you essentially have this escrow set aside, and let's say you move out 14 days versus the full 30 days, you get the rest of the money back and you pay your 14 days. That gets a check gets cut when you release your keys. There's a form, right? Key exchange form, right? You exchange your keys, you move out, you're done with the house, you get the difference back. So occupancy escrow is one thing. Last but certainly not least, homeowner's transfer fee. So this is just a guide to closing costs that a home seller can typically expect to pay. Now there could be some other things that pop up, and that is usually based on negotiation. So if you have a buyer that, let's say, they want you to pay for appraisal, which is not common, but again, depends on the market you're in, right? Or for example, the home warranty that I mentioned, right? You don't have to pay for a home warranty, but maybe they negotiate that, like, hey, we'll give you full price offer, but we want you to offer a home inspection. So there may be some things like that that aren't calculated, that aren't standard fees, but it could happen because at the end of the day, the purchase agreement is the main contract, the main agreement that states what both sides are doing and what's expected of them. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Again, hit me up, follow me up on social media, right? Hit me up on it'sallabouttherealestate.com. You'll see a form where you can actually subscribe to receive this show in your email every week. I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan Realtor, and don't forget part 2, Home Buyer's Guide to Closing Costs, will be up next week. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for watching.